Welcome to Esoterisphere. Welcome, my lovelies. Today we're tackling one of the most famous stories in all of Scripture, the fall of man. In the Bible, it's a story you probably know by heart. Adam and Eve in paradise, a serpent, a forbidden fruit, and humanity cast out of Eden forever. It's a story that's been preached, painted, and retold for millennia. But in the world of Gnosticism, the fall looks very different. Instead of humanity being punished for disobedience, Gnostics see it as a moment of awakening. A spark of knowledge, gnosis, passed from the serpent to humankind. Tonight, we're going to explore how this story unfolds in Genesis, how it was reinterpreted in Gnostic texts, and what it means for the way we understand the human condition. Let's start with the familiar version. In Genesis chapters 2 and 3, Adam and Eve live in the Garden of Eden, a paradise where everything is provided. God gives them one command: do not eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Enter the serpent. It whispers to Eve, "You will not surely die. For God knows that when you eat of it, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil." Eve eats the fruit, shares it with Adam, and suddenly their eyes are opened. They realize they are naked. Shame enters the picture. God appears, questions them, curses the serpent, and finally casts them out of the garden. In the Christian tradition, this becomes the origin of sin. Humanity disobeyed God, and the punishment was exile, mortality, and a fallen world. This is the foundation for ideas like original sin, the belief that all people inherit Adam and Eve's transgression. It's a story of disobedience, punishment, and the loss of innocence. But the Gnostic reading flips the story upside down. In texts like the Apocryphon of John and the Hypostasis of the Archons, both from the Nag Hammadi library, the serpent is not a deceiver, but a liberator. The prohibition against the tree of knowledge wasn't about protecting humanity, it was about keeping them ignorant. The ruler of the material world, often called the demiurge, tries to keep Adam and Eve trapped in blindness. This demiurge is the arrogant craftsman god who falsely believes he is the highest power. He sets strict boundaries. Do not eat from this tree. But the serpent, often understood as a manifestation of Sophia, wisdom herself, offers humanity a chance to awaken. By eating the fruit, Adam and Eve gain awareness of themselves, of their condition, of the spark of divinity within. So instead of falling, Gnostics saw Adam and Eve as rising, breaking through ignorance, even if it meant suffering in the material world. The punishment becomes the price of knowledge. And in true Gnostic fashion, salvation comes not from blind obedience, but from seeking gnosis. We can't talk about this without mentioning Sophia. In Gnostic cosmology, Sophia is a divine being whose mistake gave rise to the demiurge and the flawed material world. But Sophia is also the hidden helper of humanity, always trying to guide sparks of light back toward their divine source. Many Gnostics read the serpent in Eden as Sophia's intervention. A secret act of rebellion against the demiurge, meant to give humanity the tools to see beyond their prison. It's worth noticing how different this sounds compared to mainstream Christianity. Instead of Eve being the villainess who doomed us all, she becomes a heroine. A seeker of wisdom, willing to defy false authority. So what does the fall mean in Gnostic thought? In the biblical story, the fall explains why the world is broken and why humans need redemption. In the Gnostic story, the fall explains why we wake up. Why humans are capable of recognizing that the world is broken in the first place. Yes, we suffer. Yes, we live outside of paradise. But suffering itself is proof that we're not meant to be here forever. It drives us to seek the truth behind appearances. The fall is not the end of innocence. It's the first step on the path to Gnosis. Let's take a closer look at the serpent. For most of Christian history, the serpent has been equated with Satan, an enemy of God, a deceiver. But Gnostic texts make a provocative claim. Sometimes the ones called enemies are actually messengers. The serpent tells Eve, "You will be like God, knowing good and evil." And what happens? She does gain knowledge. The serpent didn't lie, God did. In the Gnostic frame, this is a clue. The demiurge lies to keep us blind. The serpent tells the truth to set us free. No wonder later church leaders considered Gnosticism dangerous. It undermined the entire theological structure built on obedience, sin, and salvation through external authority. This brings us to the deeper lesson. For Gnostics, the fall of man isn't just a story about two people in a garden. It's about every one of us. Each of us is Adam and Eve, trapped in a world of ignorance, facing rulers who want us obedient, and confronted with choices that awaken or blind us further. Every time we seek truth, every time we question false authority, every time we recognize the divine spark within, we reenact the fall. And in that sense, it's not a fall at all. It's a rise. So what do you think? Was humanity punished for disobedience or liberated through knowledge? Is the serpent the deceiver of Genesis or the hidden messenger of Sophia? And what does the fall of man say about our condition today? Are we still wandering outside Eden, or are we waking up to something more? If you found this exploration helpful, please give the video a like and subscribe to the channel. Small acts like these help me tremendously, and I appreciate each and every one of you. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your perspective. And remember, sometimes the greatest wisdom hides in the stories we thought we already knew.